All right, I want to know something. Who right now is doing it like NELK? Nobody. There's nothing like us on the internet right now.
Kyle's talked about it being worth $250,000 recently on a podcast.
I think Happy Dad alone this year will be worth $250 million.
Wow.
Valuation.
We're at the Full Send Happy Dad headquarters in Orange County, California.
Okay, for those unaware, that's John Shahidi. Most people don't know this, but he's one of the masterminds behind the $250 million business of NELK. And today we're getting a behind-the-scenes look throughout their entire warehouse, operation, and strategy for soon running a billion-dollar company. Enjoy. This is cool. I love the Elon picture that you have.
Yeah,
right here.
that one's, I think, one of the most magical moments of like Full Send and Happy Dad. Every world just came together right here. I first saw NELK, man, maybe a year before I actually met NELK. Jake Paul actually is the one that told me. He's like, dude, you gotta watch these guys. He actually told me to go to their TikTok. He's like, go to their TikTok. And yeah, that's when I started checking them out. And then I brought it up to my brother. I was like, hey, have you heard of these guys that Jake's talking about? The NELK boys, yeah, of course. And I was like, dude, their TikTok's hilarious. Like their TikTok, he's like, you should be watching their YouTube. And that was it. That was the beginning of it.
All right, boys. Meet Elon.
Hi guys. Not bad. Well, we sure have enough cameras.
So what made NELK stand out so much? Why did you want to work with them?
They have the balance of reckless and fearless.
Kyle.
All right. Okay, man. Step out of the... We're going to do this one by one. Hold on.
They're not classless when it comes to things. They're just having a good time. And it's very unique. I think that's what makes NELK and stand out so much more than anybody else. You know, I think the Russia video is a good example. Like one would think, oh, YouTubers going to Russia, they're gonna do some stupid you know, but that video, like they went there, they respected everyone in Russia, they respected everyone, Islam's team, Hezbollah's team, everyone in Dagestan, you know, they went there and they really respected the people there. And then you saw like behind the scenes of like a UFC fight and like a real fighter training. You just saw all these. Then you saw also saw the boys having a good time together. Like it was just like everything in one.
We're here for the next 2 nights just to like hang with Islam in his camp. So I guess we're gonna train with them, do whatever they do. I don't know.
So this is this is the editing of NELK, Full Send podcast, a lot of the other podcasts that are coming.
How many editors are in here?
It's usually packed. It's usually we get probably up to 8 editors.
8 people?
Yeah, usually packed in here. This is the kitchen / turning into a game room. Playing around with this room right now. We've had a lot of different ideas on what to do here. Do we make it a game room, or is it to get too loud? Do we make it a podcast set? You know, do we do some cooking shows out of here?
All right, hold on. I gotta try this now. Every single time I miss.
No! No.
Oh. I don't think I've made a single basket. Let's see. Dude, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. There we go.
There you go. 1 out of 2.
Why did you decide to work with NELK? What was the value that you brought?
It sounds weird to say this, but I really fell in love with Kyle, like the person. Like it was a sudden decision. It was like, we're doing this. And that night, like I told my brother, I was like, man, I love this guy. Like I want to work with him. He's smart from a business standpoint. He thinks long term, but he also understands short term. Like he knows things that'll hit now, but also don't hurt him in the long run. The opportunities are endless with this guy, and he's a very, very, very good person. And that to me was like that. It was really wanting to work with him.
This is cool. So I love when you walk in, you just see this right here.
Yeah. So this is the Happy Dad bar. You know, yesterday was Taco Tuesday, so the inventory is a little light.
How did the idea of Happy Dad come about?
It was at that dinner that we had with Kyle. We were talking about creating a new product together, and I told him, you should have an alcohol. You should create an alcohol. And he kind of rolled his eyes. He's like, I hear that so much, but we've never had a right partner. And I was like, dude, I'm different than everyone else. Like, he's like, yeah. He's like, no, I believe you. Like, if you can do it, do it. And reach out to a couple buddies of mine, the Butau brothers. The story that I don't think I've ever told this story before, but maybe about 15 years ago or so, we had launched a tequila together, but we didn't have the marketing. We didn't know how to market it, so the company failed. So I called these guys and said, hey, what do you think about giving alcohol a chance again? But I need you guys to make an A+ product. Like I got to, like this is a crazy opportunity. We got to make it a priority, but you got to make sure that it tastes great. These guys are not going to want anything that tastes less than great. Brought them on board, and I went back to Kyle. I was like, hey, I got the partners. In fact, we have samples. Let's try them. We did that first sample taste. He's like, this tastes great. I was like, all right, let's go. And that's pretty much the beginning of Happy Dad.
We're gonna try out some tasting today.
Try some seltzers, talk about the business, kind of run through it for you guys so you understand a little more, kind of talk about them, how it works.
Any idea how much it's worth?
Kyle's talked about it being worth $250,000 recently on a podcast. So, I'll just quote Kyle there.
Okay.
These are the states that Happy Dad is currently in. Okay. This is kind of there to just remind me. I've been trying to educate myself on the population of every state. Just I want to memorize that. These next 5 states are launching next. So Missouri, Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin, Maryland. Canada's going to be a big one. That one we're launching this summer, maybe even late spring. That's going to be a big one.
That's going to be crazy. Did you guys self-fund this or did you have investors?
We did. No. Self-funded.
So you guys own 100% of the company?
As of right now, yeah. I think the initial investment, which obviously we returned pretty quick because the product sold so quick. It's about $1 million.
It's actually not as much as I was expecting. I was thinking it would be like a $5 million plus.
It would have if we launched more states. We only launched the state of California first. Yeah, about 18 months old now. And we're still only in 16 states. But at the end of the day, though, we also have control of the company. Like we decide what the next flavor is. We decide if fruit punch is going to have blue, because everyone's saying, oh no, fruit punch should have been red. Guess what? It's our #1 selling product now. We make that decision. We don't have to go and ask anyone if that's okay. So I think that gives us the freedom, or even on our socials, like we don't really have to get approval on what to post. We post what we want to post on socials. Sure. Is him talking gonna get this? Can I tell him to shut up? Well, he's probably getting us into some sort of crazy chain right now is what he does. So that's why I can't yell at him, but sometimes, hey, can one of you guys tell Steve Powell to either close his door or hush up, but don't distract him from whatever he's doing, because it sounds like he's closing something big. Thanks. Got this coming too, which I don't think a lot of people have seen. This is are you serious? So this is a beef jerky that's going to be launched this summer. Everyone's expecting Happy Dad to come out with another alcohol. But we're going to come out with another consumer goods product.
Why jerky?
We have a lot of feet on the ground that visit the gas stations and the convenience stores. And we said, all right, so while we're in the gas stations and we built all the relationships with the gas station, convenience stores, independent liquor stores, or even grocery chains, what's another product there that we could actually get in? That's not alcohol. That doesn't compete with us.
Right.
So with ourselves. And we just felt that beef jerky space, it's just no one's really come in and made anything better than what's pretty much offered. NELK's business is merch, e-commerce in general, the stuff that we sell online, supplements as well. And then there's sponsorships that come in on the podcast as well. We don't like to do too many of those. Kyle likes that, he sees more value, and I agree with him, in advertising our merch or some of our own products.
We got the full set in gray, we got the full set in cold beer, and we got the new NELK Boys Cruise. Super comfy, all made in Canada.
This is some of the rules. The alcohol industry is very regulated.
Some of these I would never think about, do not post about Happy Dad before 12 p.m. to not encourage morning drinking. It's not even something I would ever think about.
And then there's the ones that no giveaways related to Happy Dad. That one was literally written for Steve Will Do It, because he loves giveaways. He loves giving back, but it's dude, I got some bad news for you. The giveaways you can do, but it can't incentivize someone to buy alcohol.
What do we have over here? We have a bit of a putting green.
Putting green. This is for the boys, Kyle, Salim.
Are you any good?
Me, no, not so much.
No?
Not at golf. How'd that work out? We are hiring 5 to 7 new people every week to 2 weeks right now. This second, we're at somewhere around 50 employees. In November, we were at 16. A year ago this time, I think we're at 5.
Well, we have the YouTube channel. Kyle's channel.
Merch. The Happy Dad drink now.
Sold out all of California in 2 hours.
What are some of the biggest challenges in running the business?
One is the product is wanted almost everywhere, but we're not available everywhere. And it's a good problem to have, but you could only have that problem for so long. One thing we've learned about Happy Dad, if it's seen, it's purchased. When you go on our Instagrams and you see these store displays, those displays are usually wiped within a day or two, because when they're displayed properly, people buy it. It's just people aren't necessarily always looking for it because they're assuming it's not available at that store because they've heard about our inventory shortages, or how quick it sells, or just wasn't available at this chain or in this state or whatever it is. Full send ATM machine. We're thinking about putting these in some of the bars and restaurants that carry
wow.
Happy Dad. This is one that we're kind of experimenting with. It's actually a fan that pitched us the idea, which is actually what Board Jerky was another fan who pitched us the idea. I didn't know there's no cash in it. So I was like, you know what, I need some quick cash. And you know, you would think like an ATM machine, like if there's no cash, it doesn't withdraw from your account. So it never gave me the cash. It said it was out, and I looked at my bank account and it withdrew the money. So someone took it, I think it was like $200. Someone took the money. One thing people don't know about NELK is behind the scenes, these guys love each other. Like these guys will do anything for one another. If Kyle would have heard, he's in Israel, that I'm having a bad day, I would have got, you know, if someone would have said like, yo, John's feeling down, I know I would have got like a random text from him like, hey bro, checking on you, how's everything? You know what I mean? And that's, and it's like, and it goes both ways. If he's having a bad day, if he's having his moments, and that's one thing people don't know. It's like, it's a real friendship. This is not just for the camera. And that goes back to the thing I was saying earlier, is like, this is why I love being here. It's like, these guys are like my real friends. They're not just creators who are just like, oh yeah, John's connected. John knows this person, that person. Let's have John around because he could get this person on the podcast. Like it's not really about that. I think that's a plus, but I think they really care and love me, and I feel the same with them.
Hey, so one more thing I want to add. It's Sunday night. I'm trying to get this out as fast as possible. If you guys enjoy this video, it would mean a lot to me if you hit the like button and subscribe.
Tell them about the free stock.
Oh, also, there's a free stock down below in the description with our sponsor, public.com. Just use the code Graham and make a deposit, because that could be worth all the way up to $1,000. Again, the link is down below. Thank you guys so much, and until next time.